Hello everyone, welcome back to Horror Mystery Rewind. Today we will talk about the horror movie Curse of Chucky, which was released in 2013. Leave a comment if explanation is okay or changes needed. Spoilers ahead, enjoy and take care of yourself. An ancient house is shown as the story begins. A mysterious parcel is delivered at that house and a girl named Nica comes to receive it. Nica was handicapped from her childhood and could not walk. Nica is living in this house with her mother named Sarah. Sarah opens the parcel, and a doll appears from there. The doll was Chucky. Being surprised, they were unable to get the idea, who had sent this doll? Since they are not interested in this doll after a while, Sarah throws that doll into the garbage can. Nica hears the scream of her mother at midnight. Using the elevator, she comes to the ground floor. Coming down, she finds her mother stabbed with scissors by someone. And her wound is bleeding. Observing it, Nica in confusion calls an ambulance quickly. Meanwhile, it is observed that the doll was seated on a nearby chair, and he was assumingly the culprit. Next morning, Nica's sister visits there with her family including her husband, daughter, and an attendant. Nica's niece's name was Elise. The church father was also with them. After a time, Elise discovers Chucky in the bathroom. She likes it so much and took it with her. On the other end, Nica's sister was struggling to convince her that she should sell this house. But Nica disagrees. Nica is preparing dinner for everyone, and Elise is accompanying her. When both are engaged, setting the dining table, then Chucky mixes the rat poison into one of the dishes. The dinner is served, and the viewers are unknown which dish was poisonous. All begin to have a good dinner and suddenly father's condition starts getting worse after a while. He was feeling nauseated, hence, he left. Then police officers are shown who had visited there in a case of a car accident, and that father was the victim of that car accident. Father's entire body was entrapped in his damaged car's parts. And his wounds were bleeding awfully. While removing the car parts, father's head is detached from his body. He has died tragically. On the other side, the family was watching the old videos of Sarah. They also witness a stranger in the video whom they never ever saw. They were unable to identify the person. Elise comes there and tells Chucky has hidden somewhere else and he is out of her sight. Her caretaker goes with Elise to find Chucky. Witnessing the name Chucky, Nica is compelled to think about him. She contacted the courier service in order to know who the sender of this doll is and from where it was sent. But she is not able to connect through because of the phone network issue. Elise's caretaker comes into the kitchen while searching for Chucky. She observes that a knife is missing among other knives. Coming outside, Nica finds Chucky seated on a couch. Then using the elevator, Nica thought to go to Elise in order to hand over the doll. At the same time, the light went off. As a result, the elevator stops moving. Nica heard a sound of a knife attack in the darkness. Suddenly, the light is switched on and Nica is scared of Chucky, as he was trying to terrify her. Nica hands over Chucky to Elise. Then Elise notices a scar on Nica's leg. It was probably because of Chucky during the darkness. Nica had numb feet due to the disability, so she sensed no pain. And also, she is unaware when she got wounded. Nica's suspicion is aroused on Chucky due to this. Then she again contacts the courier service. She comes to know that it has been sent by someone, but before revealing the name, the call disconnected because of the network problem. Nica's sister puts Elise to bed. After a time, Nica searches for information about Chucky through the internet. Then the reality of Chucky is exposed. She knows while reading a news article that Chucky had the soul of a serial killer in it. Chucky comes to Elise's attendant. She is terrified to see Chucky. Chucky kicks a nearby bucket. It causes a short circuit as the water enters through the electric board and switches. She is dead due to the electric current. Nica is left astonished seeing the photo of the serial killer, because he was the same person who was seen in her mother's video earlier. The police officers know after investigation that father spent the entire day at Nica's house. So, they move to Nica's home. Nica's sister sees Chucky seated on the staircase. She thinks that might be because her daughter is still playing with it and leaves Chucky there. Nica tries to crawl upstairs in order to alert the others of Chucky's reality. But there was no electricity because of the short circuit. Then Nica saw her sister there, and she shouted at her to throw this doll, as it is something evil. Nica's sisters get the meaning of it as she is talking about the camera in the doll's eye. And a little blame game started between them. And they start to blame each other. In the end, Nica's sister leaves, ignoring her warnings of the doll. Nica struggles to go to the upper floor as she is crawling on the stairs. Nica's sister observes something on the face of Chucky. So, she begins to remove its artificial skin. Removing the artificial skin, she notices the hidden stitches. While removing all its fake artificial skin, Chucky has shown itself to Nica's sister and scares her. Chucky says to Nica's sister that her eyes resemble her mother's eyes. Saying it, it stabs into her eye. On the other side, Nica, who was about to reach the upstairs, sees her sister's eye first and later her dead body. Chucky, walking down the stairs, begins to come after her. Sitting on a wheelchair, Nica goes to her brother-in-law quickly. She tells him Chucky has taken the lives of her sister and Ellie's caretaker. Leaving her in the garage, Nica's brother-in-law goes in search of his daughter Ellie's. Chucky starts the car in the garage. And Nica starts suffocating because of the gas. She picks up an axe which was kept nearby, and she attacks Chucky. When Nica's brother-in-law comes back, he suspects Nica as the killer because Chucky was not moving and was sitting in a calm position. He was thinking that she had committed both murders, and he was also taking her insane. Hearing him, Nica is panicked and gets unconscious. When she comes into her senses again, she finds herself tied to the wheelchair by her brother-in-law. Then Nica's brother-in-law views the footage of the fixed hidden camera in Chucky. Then he gets to know that Chucky is the actual reason behind these murders. Also, it is Chucky who has hidden his daughter somewhere in the house. Chucky arrives there and pushes Nica's wheelchair. He also pushed Nica's brother-in-law and later, he attacked his face with the same axe. It kills him instantly. After this, Chucky moves to Nica with that axe. Nica protects herself by stopping the axe with her senseless legs. The axe is now stuck with her leg. Since she has numb feet, she hasn't felt any pain in her feet. Removing that axe, she beheaded Chucky. And Chucky pretends itself dead. Thinking that Chucky is dead, she begins to cover her wound with a cloth. Meanwhile, Chucky raises up, fixes its head, and he drops Nica from the roof along with her wheelchair. And it has also started to move down, holding a knife. Nica asks Chucky, why is he targeting her family? Chucky ironically says, I am your old family friend. Then in flashback it was shown the real serial killer who had encountered Sarah for the first time in a party. He had begun to like Sarah from that time, and he dreamt to endear her. So, it was the cause that he killed Nica's father. He kidnapped Sarah and says that he wished to spend his life with her. But Sarah rejects him instantly. Somehow, Sarah has called the police office. Chucky loses his temper after seeing the police officers. And he stabs Sarah in her stomach. Hence, this was the cause of Nica's disability from her childhood. Then Chucky tells he hid himself in a toy shop to escape from police officers. After being shot by a police officer, he is able to transfer his soul into a doll. He took the form of a toy Chucky. And in these years, he has killed so many families just to take revenge. Now he has come back to take revenge from Sarah's family. Hearing this, Nica started making fun of it that he is still unable to kill his target family and she is still alive. Hearing this, Chucky becomes more aggressive. Nica locks herself inside the elevator and Chucky comes there and begins stabbing her hand. However, Nica is able to snatch the knife from Chucky. Chucky attacks her once again, but she stabs it at this time. In spite of this, Chucky does not die. At the same time, a police officer reaches Nica's house. Hearing the shouting of Nica, he breaks the door and comes inside the house. Coming inside, he first witnesses the dead body of Nica's sister. Then the officer sees Nica, who has a bloodstained knife in her hand. He obviously thought that Nica was responsible for all murders. Chucky was also shown resting quietly on the chair. The scene is shifted to the court where Nica had been found guilty of all 4 murders as all weapons had the fingerprints of Nica. Nica is sentenced to be sent to the criminal psychiatric hospitals. Nica provokes Chucky while leaving the court and says she is still safe. And he is not able to take her life yet. Later the same police officer is shown who was going somewhere, taking Chucky. While sitting in his car, someone cuts his throat from the back seat. However, the killer is not revealed, and the movie ends here. If you like the video, subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and click on like to help the channel out.